Route 66, Route 66. We'll drive around the classic cars, pick up chicks and biker bars. It doesn't matter where we are, as long as we're on Route 66, Route 66.
Insane Sam here again, and I'm back with you to get you through a bunch of nice small towns in central Illinois on your way to Springfield. But before we get going, let's get you this segment's directions. Even though there are a bunch of Route 66 signs all along the way, they can really be confusing. And without a good set of directions, you're likely to get lost. So, if you haven't already printed out directions for the first day, go to route66mc.com, go to the right-hand column on the home screen and find Get Directions. Put Gardner in the Leaving From box and Atlanta in the Heading To box and click Get Directions. Turn-by-turn directions between those two towns are going to pop up. Also, if you like these videos, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get notifications of when I post new videos and you won't miss out on anything. Alrighty, we left off in Gardner. From there we're going to hit Dwight, Odell, Pontiac, Chenoa, Lexington, and Towanda. These are all prosperous farming towns with lots of Route 66 pride. Several of them have gas stations that have been restored, and they often serve as Route 66 welcome centers. The 1933 Becker's Marathon Station in Dwight and the 1932 Standard Station in Odell are great examples. Pontiac's big attraction is the Route 66 Hall of Fame and Museum, but the first thing you're going to see is the old log cabin inn. When they originally designed Route 66, they didn't build a new road. They just connected pieces of existing roads, and that wound up for some really inefficient travel. So almost from the beginning, they designed new, more efficient routes so travel would be easier. Right here in front of the old log cabin inn is a great example of how that worked. The old log cabin inn was here in 1926 when Route 66 opened up, but a couple of years later they realigned the road so Route 66 went in back of the place. So they jacked the whole joint up and flipped it around so the front door would still go by Route 66. Here we are in the back of the old cabin inn, and if you look in back of me, you can see how the old road went through the woods back there. It's all grown over with grass now, but that was the original Route 66 that passed by the old log cabin inn. From up here, you could see where the original Route 66 went. The road over here to the left was the original 1926 alignment that went through the old neighborhoods. The alignment to the right was the one built 10 years later to bypass downtown. Towanda has a walking tour through Route 66 Linear Park, which follows portions of the old abandoned roadway. While all these towns are charming, the best thing about this part of Illinois is the road itself. Riding a motorcycle across the country is a lot more than the excitement of loud engines, the anticipation of what unexpected adventure may be around the next turn, or partying at biker bars. When you're on a motorcycle, you become part of the environment. If there's hot weather, cold weather, rain, or even snow or hail, you're in it, not just passing through it. There's nothing quite like the fragrance of a pine forest while riding a motorcycle on a cool spring morning through Yellowstone or through a light mist in the redwoods in the Pacific Northwest. There's a peacefulness about it. Now that we're out of Chicago, we can enjoy hundreds of uninterrupted miles of Route 66 that pass through several serene central Illinois towns. Most of the original Route 66 roadbed through here has disappeared. Remnants of the old road are still visible, but they're accessible only in segments of a few hundred yards. But there are some real treats. Here's the original alignment of Route 66 into Lexington. It's just like it was when Route 66 opened in 1926. Roads like this are why we're taking this ride. Come on and enjoy it with us. After riding through these small farming communities, the next stops are Normal and Bloomfield. Illinois State University is here, And although it seems to be a lot of things going on all the time, I've never stayed. But there's some authentic Route 66 sites you want to see. On the way into Normal, be sure to be on the lookout for Sprague's gas station on the left. It has a distinctive Tudor design and was built on the original Route 66 alignment in 1926. It was home to Sprague's superstation starting in 1930, and it's one of only 5 remaining 2-story service stations on Route 66. This place had been closed for years, but now it's been restored and houses Rayburn Place, which is an information center and gift shop that has work from local artists. In 1934, Gus Belk converted an old Shell station in Normal into a roadside restaurant that had steak burgers and milkshakes. That was the first Steak and Shake. The 1937 Normal Theater is still in operation. Bloomfield was home to McLean Stevenson. He played Henry Blake on the TV show MASH. McLean's great-uncle Adlai Stevens served as U.S. Vice President. And Gordon Lilly, who was Wild West show star Pawnee Bill, also was from Bloomington. And Bloomington has the one and only beer nuts factory in the world. Funk's Grove is next, and you're going to be glad to be back on country roads. The Funks have been making maple syrup since 1891. The store is open from March through August, and syrup is made in February from sap of over 3,000 maple trees the Funks family have been harvesting for over 120 years. It's really worth a stop to chat with these nice people, plus the syrup's fantastic. After you leave Funk's Grove, follow Route 66 out of town on the frontage road and be on the lookout for a small sign on your right into McLean. McLean has the Dixie Travel Plaza, which once was the Dixie Truck Stop. That opened in 1928 and claimed to be the country's very first truck stop. After leaving McLean, stay on the frontage road again and look for a small sign on the right into Atlanta. Atlanta has a small but cool downtown. Chubby's Bar and Grill has a really eclectic crowd for a town this size, and a group of European bikers goes there every year. The Bunyan Giant came to Atlanta in 2003 hoisting a giant hot dog. In 1962 he held an axe in Flagstaff, Arizona, and in 65 he would move to Cicero and traded in his axe for the hot dog. Before moving to Atlanta, he was at a hot dog place right down the street from Henry's in Cicero. There's a privately owned museum in downtown called Memories. This place has local artifacts. It has a 1961 Rolls-Royce and a 1941 Packard coupe. Pretty cool place. Next door is the Palms Grill, which is a restored 1940s Greyhound bus terminal. This place has an extensive menu with over 20 kinds of homemade pie made every day. I've tried those pies and they're good. This is the end of the third leg of your first day on Route 66. From Atlanta, we're going to hit Lincoln, Broadwell, Elkhart, Williamsville, and Sherman, and then get into Springfield where you're going to spend the night. Thanks for viewing this video, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. Before you go to the next video, though, do me a couple of favors. Hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get all the updates you need. Also, leave your comments on this video. I'll do my best to answer them all. Okay, time to go to the next video and go from Atlanta to Springfield where you're going to spend the night. Insane Sam out.